This video contains spoilers for Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 4 Part 2. If you haven't yet seen it, I would highly recommend clicking off the video now. Chima is so back. Hello fellow Chima fans, I am Lion Soldier and welcome to this video. Now, before we start, I'll be honest with you, this is the first video I'm making without having a script, so it might not be as structurally sound as I would like, but it's alright, we will roll with it. Okay, so where to start even? Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 4 Part 2 leaked as of yesterday, and I think I found a place from Chima in it. Now, where all of this started is with this new tiger character named Zilvar. Zilvar is from the same tribe as Lord Russ. That would be different tribe than our Chima tigers, such as Tormak, are from, as has been confirmed by Doc Wyatt. These two tiger tribes, while descending from the same tribe, are completely separate tribes. Now, I can't really show you anything I will tell you about in this video because we are discussing leaks, and that wouldn't end up well for me if I would show you any real images from the show. So you can either search it up if you will find it, if you want to see it, or you will just have to roll with me and believe me. Uh, Now, this Zilvar guy comes from a place that has these buildings in the background, and the first thing I thought when I saw it for the first time was this looks quite reminiscent of the Chima architecture, because as a matter of fact, I've been looking at the lion and eagle architecture in Chima for the past few weeks in my free time just for fun, and I thought that this looks quite reminiscent, but this isn't even the start to our discussion here, because there is this column, and on this column there are names written. I believe those are the missing or that from Zilvar's tribe, but these names are written not in Ninjargon but in Chimish, and I believe that to be the first instance of Chimish popping up ever since Chima ended, and this is so huge. So I did the only logical thing, and I've spent about an hour translating all of these names from Chimish to Latin, and I think there are some interesting finds here. But firstly, let's talk about what Chima even is. So, for the purpose of this video, when I will say Chima, I will refer to the floating island, that landmass, geographical region in wildness. This is Chima for the purpose of this video. There are other meanings to Chima, but that's way too complicated for what we need now. So obviously, Chima uses Chimish. But for example, the rest of Wildness, at least from what we have seen in, for example, Dragons Rising Season 2, they always used Ninjagon. So what I want to suggest is that from the fact that we see Zilvar and Russ's tribe using Chimish, I want to suggest that they come from Chima proper, the floating island, not only from Wildness, which is something that we have known for a while. And it would also explain now more why Russ mentions Forever Rock as one of the locations from his realm, because it is not only from his realm, but it is from his land. Well, island, or you know what I mean, right? Now, I have teased you for long enough, so let's look at the names list that is on the column. So, right at the top, there is Tormak, and that's crazy. As I said, we are sure, or at least Doc Wyatt confirmed, that Tormak and Ras come from different tribe, being descendant from the same tribe. So this is definitely not our Tormak, but I think it's a nice Easter egg, and honestly, when I saw it, I couldn't believe my eyes. That's pretty crazy. Now, a few names below that, there's Gested the Longshot. Pretty interesting name, could be important character for all what we know, like Gex Metalwing or whatever is that dragon's name. Then below that there's Cap Zarkar Cup. Perhaps that could be a descendant of Zarkar, like a direct descendant, not only a tribe descendant. Then there's the list of many names, which most of them doesn't most of them I don't think they are real. It's possible that I made mistakes. In fact, it is likely the look isn't great at the column and the names on it. And while I did my best, I needed to half guess some of the letters. But there's, for example, Zaras, which we know now is the name Ras was born with, and so that's name that for sure should be there and is there, as well as May. Now, my May has different spelling from what I've seen Ninjago Wiki use, but I'm not convinced that they have the right spelling. I mean, I'm not convinced I have the right spelling, but I'm pretty sure about this May MAE being on the column. There are other names I believe to be real, like Madrine, that sounds quite real, as well as, for example, Catraxis, that's interesting one. And then there's the last two names at the bottom, Tazar Nontax and Tazar Canter. Now, these are really interesting because Tazar is another character from Chima, as I'm sure you are all aware. But again, it is from the Tormax tiger tribe, not this tiger tribe. So I think that's just another really interesting Easter egg. But yeah, I think this names list is really intriguing. Now that's really most of my thoughts here. I just I'm speechless honestly because I have a reason to believe now that Ras is from Chima and his goal is to bring his tribe back, basically bring Chima back. So what I think is really interesting now is that Dragon's Rising is basically now a story about trying to prevent Chima from coming back. Because if Ras's main motivation is to bring Chima back, basically, then the ninja are trying to stop him. And now I am starting to side with Ras. Like from the moment I have seen these Chimish texts on this column, I knew that I was on Zilvar's side, and I always sided with Zilvar since then. I was so up when he used the Weapon of Desolation, because even if there is a slim possibility of bringing the residents of Chima back, of course I will side with that choice. And so I think it is really interesting that Dragon's Rising just may be a story about overcoming the possibility of and defeating the possibility of Chima returning. And I don't love that. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. I hope that you find this video interesting and yeah, have a great life.